If we were standing around the LGBTQ plus water cooler, this is what we may all be talking about. It's sponsored by Hot Topic. Hot Topic is an American retail chain with nearly 700 locations specializing in counterculture-related clothing and accessories, as well as licensed music. Hot Topic represents many varied interests of the LGBTQ plus community, including music, movies, graphic artists, gaming, and more. Hot Topic features one of the largest collections of Pride merchandise that celebrates all aspects of the LGBTQ plus community. Hot Topic is a major supporter of the diversity of our community and supports many events, festivals, and nonprofit LGBTQ organizations. Very notable is their support of the Trevor Project, the LGBTQ plus community's most important voice for LGBTQ plus young people. And that's why they're the sponsor of It's Happening Out's Hot Topic. So a popular porn site, yeah, everybody got awake now, right? When I said porn, right? A popular porn site has some interesting data for us. What are this year's top porn trends? Well, you might be surprised. Which country watched the most porn in 2022? And who put porn aside during the World Cup? Wow. Pornhub has the answers to all your questions. According to the press release, Pornhub's #1 worldwide search in 2022 was hentai.
What is that? Asian pornographic comics.
Search it on Pornhub.
Asian pornographic
Searches
comics.
for MILF swapped places with lesbian to compete for the top 5.
Whoa.
The big 2022 changes were the lesbian and ebony categories, both moving up one to replace Japanese as the top category.
What?
Look at us.
Move it up now.
What?
That BBC.
The #1 category stayed the same for both men and women in 2022, Japanese for men and lesbian for women. The U.S. continues to be the country with the highest daily traffic to Pornhub, followed by the UK. Shocker, right?
Shocker.
Jonathan and his husband, right? We wonder how much the holiday season will impact the traffic on such sites. Video. And video.
And just kidding.
And we're not going to have a video. All right. Okay. So our hot topic of the week, porn is a science, as Pornhub reveals trends and who watches the most online.
And USA is #1.
USA is #1.
Porn and guns apparently are like the two things that we are.
Porn, guns, and
Did you
hate.
see that the big mover was lesbian scissoring? Was
Yes.
up 65 points.
Wow.
65.
That might be due to this show and the Halloween.
It could be. I'm surprised Golden Showers is not up there.
Oh my
you're a bitch.
God.
This is homophobia.
Water sports, right?
This is gay bashing right here.
This is gay bullying right here.
Have you seen a golden shower? No car, but amateur.
Yellow hankies away.
But amateur, it still rises.
POV, yeah.
And I think that's
Not amateur.
That's me and you got that.
reality. It's switched from amateur to
But
now
see-
more reality.
Which is going to be tested tonight.
Which is going to be, but and then again though, amateur reality kind of go hand in hand because it's the realness of it's not that bounce go wow with the guys holding the camera. It's just
a little bit of
Classic.
production.
Yeah, it's a little dirty.
And I also say that I do found this interesting because on my social media I know content creators who just recently posted, where do you go to find your porn search? Like, what do you look at? So Pornhub is one, RedTube is one, XTube is one.
Pornhub is free.
And
That's
all of that,
why.
and all of that. But what I found interesting about all of this was that the Ukraine was in the top.
You
And
gotta
I'm
do
like,
something while you're getting bombed.
and I was
I mean,
like, okay,
right?
bombs are
Okay, and
It's
bombed in
true.
2 ways.
bombs bursting in and I'm exploding. All
I'll
of that.
support Ukraine every way that I
They
can.
got a lot of
You
stress.
really are, just
They
by
got-
watching Pornhub. A couple more that went up was femdom.
Yes.
Pegging
Yes.
went up too.
Pegging's going up?
And cuckold.
And
How do you say that?
Cuckold.
Cuckold.
Which is by far, honestly, it's my thing now.
We
Please,
know.
can you
You've-
please
Oh, because do I
explain to
keep
me?
saying that?
Jonathan can
You're
explain
the
it
one
to
that I
you.
learned this from, so
Yeah,
please.
go ahead.
Yeah, so pegging and cuckold are 2 different things.
Okay,
they
Bob.
are.
Pegging is when
They can go
a
together.
man gets penetrated by a female with a dildo. It could be anything, but with a dildo or
Okay.
an
Or
object, a harness, right? And the cuckold is when a man is, I guess he's being abused in a way where he has to watch his partner have sex with someone else.
Okay.
So he's kind of like the forgotten one.
Side piece.
The
The
side
side,
piece.
yeah.
Sitting in the corner just watching and either getting
that's a
off.
thing.
Oh, that's a thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so hold on. But now you said you're into this, Jonathan. So
I am into
how
this.
are you into this?
He's got it.
So I don't know why, because I'm no longer into women. I've had sex with women, no longer want to do it, but I'd love it when they're still involved and when the man is being like
Ridiculed.
ridiculed in a way. and where there's another guy like kind of like saying, "Yeah, I got your woman, and I'm banging
And
her."
I'm watching you while I'm banging her.
And then, or unless he like brings him in some way, or she says, "Blow him."
Or watch.
I like that.
This is a whole script.
I love that.
This way, he says, mine is bigger than his. You ain't never felt this. You know, I can't. The other guy can't do how it hit that spot, hit that wall, hit that spot, and the guy has to sit there and take it. You know, but let's also remember too, our trans siblings videos are now
They have gone up.
have now gone up.
They have gone up.
So I think that also shows acceptance, and hopefully not fetishism per se, but just more acceptance and allowing our people to have that expression, to be who they are, and realize that sex in humans is beautiful.
And it's all safe, and you're at home doing it.
And
That's
own
the
time.
part that makes this way more fun, is that you're in your safe space.
Yeah.
You're not out there, you're not putting yourself in danger. You can watch whatever the fuck you want to watch, and no one's gonna tell you shit, because it is your search engine.
Yeah. What do you think about the favorites? Men's favorites being Japanese and second ebony.
Japanese has become, it's always.
Yeah, but it's like anime, right?
No. So it's different. So hentai and Japanese are two different categories.
Got it.
Hentai is animation. It's animated, it's art, it's that kind of thing. The Japanese is specifically, unfortunately, it is that same submissive Asian woman type of stereotype. And a lot of the people that view the Pornhub and things like that, they are traditionally white males, and that is their ideal woman. Is just a submissive like Asian woman. So it is interesting. The hentai thing is really interesting because it is. I mean, it used to be very much fringe. That it's actually grown in that kind of. I didn't realize it even grown in that kind of popularity. But
a lot.
I think it goes kind of hand in hand with like the fact that anime and that culture has also grown. That you inevitably be able to discover there's a dark side.
So I'm the only woman at the table, but their top ones is lesbian. And lesbian, scissoring, and trans male are their top three things to look up.
Woof.
What do you think about that?
That sounds hot.
So I wonder if it's straight. Is it straight women?
That's
like,
a
or does
party.
it matter? Like,
It doesn't matter. I think like women, since we're kids, we're always sent to the bathroom together with other women. We're allowed to be more friendly with other women in that way, right? And it turns into something, everybody's got that college time, right?
Yeah.
So I think that for a lot of women that they could see it in a fluid space and still get turned on by another woman and not be gay.
but I think what was even more interesting, the category that scored the least by women was big dicks.
Well, I mean, why is that interesting?
It's not.
But I thought
because it was all women. Yeah, no, okay.
Yeah, because I thought when I heard the same poll on the radio, and I thought lesbians were up because men were watching lesbians as well. It wasn't just voted by or whatever watched by women. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Well,
lesbian is accurate.
Came in the top 5.
Okay, of all. Gotcha.
Everybody involved. And then it breaks down the categories a little bit more, right? So it says Gen Z, their top was threesome and virtual reality, all right? Gen Y, Asians and threesomes. Gen X, crampy? What is that?
Cream
Crampy.
pie.
Cream pie. What is cream pie?
Oh, it's like facials, like when you get.
No, it's
No, it's
No,
not.
it's
When
not?
you ejaculate
Oh, wait.
someone and it comes out.
Cream
and
pie.
Yeah.
Sorry. My brain.
Okay.
not cream in the eye.
My brain forgot about what it was.
Got
for a
it.
second
No,
there.
and it's funny to see Auntie's face when she figured it out. She was like, "Oh damn,
Okay.
yeah, I know what
like,
that is."
I think
it
I
happened
shut
to me.
that away. That was shut away.
As one does.
Part of
As
my
one
brain.
does.
So and MILF was also cream pie and MILF, and then for boomers was hand jobs. That's funny enough.
Like,
What are they gonna look at?
Well, the older people, they just want a good old hand job, like.
But they're watching hand
They're
jobs.
watching
Yeah,
it.
like,
Takes me back.
That's the that's the
I remember when my penis wasn't that wrinkled.
The situation that you're giving someone, that you're watching someone get a hand job. And so what I found
Ding.
What I found was interesting was that positions ranked up there with men. Feet, and we talked about feet in that niche a lot. And then outdoors. And so here's me. I got a rental of a Highlander. So here's me taking a picture and it's hitting up all my content creators. I say, hey, I have this Highlander. And he's interested in making some outdoor content.
Wait, what's a Highlander?
It's
car.
a big
SUV.
Jeep.
Oh, got it.
A whole lot of space.
And my brain went somewhere else.
A whole lot of space.
It's a
Like,
backdrop for his
movie,
porn.
right?
That's what it is.
maybe it was
talk
outdoor.
about that.
It was outdoor in a sketchy place. It hits all
I
the
love
boxes.
it. It was hitting all the boxes.
All the boxes. And so I thought that was kind of interesting too. That those things that we commonly talk about are now truly is showing that we are truly the most diverse. Now, pinky is always, but we know from which we talk about. America needs to continue to watch season 4 in this cast because
Yes.
we got it going on.
We got it. We got all the box
thing
mark.
about Pornhub and these searches is always this very intriguing to me is that it's revealing. You know, I mean, we have a culture right now that, I mean, lesbians is topping all of these different things. Meanwhile, lesbian and gay relationships are being villainized, and you're like, so people clearly have their own leanings when they're not in front of the public.
Yes.
And that's why every year these things come out, and it's always intriguing to me because you think about culturally where we're at, and you think about culturally how 50% of the population and more than that is, and then you look at these searches and you're like, well, these can't all just be just everyday people that we come across. This is people all across the country.
And it is.
I'm gonna take it to the next level. It's also
Yes, I
safe.
knew
As
you
mentioned-
would.
As you mentioned, it's safe. Our communities are being targeted, so it's safer to get my fix at home, where I know someone won't beat me up, someone won't
right.
bash me, someone won't shoot
sure.
me, and so that's why you're seeing these searches,
Right.
and then it's also revealing who our community is that don't often get capitalized or get checked on because they're not out there. They're staying home. They're
No,
really
and I'll take it a step further. What NT May was referring to is like fetishizing a certain category of people, and like saying, you know, I'll fuck a black person, but I won't marry a black person.
Well, speaking
and
of
so
that,
you're
we-
saying like I may be friends with them, but I'm not gonna marry them. But I'll watch you on porn and like
Yeah.
fetishize about
But
you.
even with the fetishes, the most searched character was Harley Quinn.
There you go.
What?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it's followed
interesting.
by Star Wars characters.
Wow.
Star Wars characters.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
cosplay,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
cosplay is a
Oh, yeah,
is a
cosplay.
major
Role
is a
playing
major
and all of
thing.
that.
But the cosplay, the whole element of that is just like the hentai. That is becoming mainstream. So the converse of it is that the sexualization of it is also starting to become a thing. There's these people that I follow on Facebook. They're like trainers. It's like a husband and wife, and they used to be very like normal trainer kind of couple. Now they've embraced cosplay, and the cosplay has now led to much more erotic content. Right? It's a husband and a wife, and it's been interesting to watch the evolution because it has turned off people, but it's also attracted people.
Yep.
What's that screen name?
Yep.
Yeah.
Look
But
for
it-
it.
Again, but when you put that mask,
research.
you become
I'll find it.
something
You
else,
become
and
another-
and you can live your
Listen,
moment.
you could be whoever you want to be.
Right.
What I
okay?
thought
And
was
that's what's beautiful.
What I thought was the funniest was we were talking about the World Cup and the countries who, what the porn views went up, and Australia was one of the biggest ones that went up by 6%, and the statisticians theorized that it was because when that match was played, it was shown at 6 o'clock in the morning in Australia. So people who normally
they're already
watch
up,
porn
yeah.
or masturbating at 6 o'clock in the morning were watching the game and
Well,
a
what
good
else
old
do you
hand
do at
job
6 in
and
the morning, right?
and watching porn.
Please
watching
yourself.
your-
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So thank you to Hot Topic for sponsoring our Hot Topic of the weekend. Wow, it was hot.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ plus community.